Finally, we have brand new release from Red Wing. It is the 3191 Chelsea. Woo! Finally! We have some new boots from Red Wing. It's been a while, guys. It has been a while. All right, so let's get into it. I have the 3191. So there's three out there. There's the Ebony harness, there's the Amber harness, and then there's the Hawthorne. So I think the being released in, what are we in? We're in April. Being released in April, I think the Hawthorne is probably the best bet for like spring, summer, pull on, just a cool, Chelsea, rolling up your chinos, walking around, just like comfortable, I think that one's probably number one as far as like being released around this time. But in this box here, I have the 3191, also known as the Blundstone Killer. So as you guys know, that I've been around a lot of sets. I've been on a lot of sets. So there's two things that you will find on a set, no matter where you go. If you're from like a blockbuster to just a small photo shoot, small commercial shoot, two things you will find. The first, my handsome face. The second thing you'll see on a set is usually a Blundstone. Yes, a comfortable pull-on boot, because you're standing anywhere from 12 to 18 hours. Men or women, you see them in that type of boot. All right, so here we have the Red Wing, who's gonna stop all that. So yes, I have many years of experience with that, seen it, and this one is changing the game. You'll see, it is changing the game, and I'm quite excited to have it here with me and introduce you guys to this. Oh, I forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the 4606 Iron Ranger in the Ebony harness, and I put that on specifically because I knew I was reviewing these to show you how these will age, because I've had these for quite some time, and I really like the Ebony harness. Is one of my favorite leathers. I like how it ages, and so that's why I have these, and I put on the 4606 so you can see when I do the close-up, we do a little comparison of what to expect if you go with the 3191s. Okay, let's take a closer look at the Red Wing Classic Chelsea 3191 in the Ebony harness. Okay, so here is a closer look at the Classic Chelsea in Ebony harness, the 3191. The leather, full grain oiled Ebony harness, which is one of my favorites. And I took off my 4606 just to show you a comparison of how the leather will age, and you'll see some of the markings and scuffs. It gets lighter as it ages. I have not treated these whatsoever. I believe Red Wing recommends boot oil, I think, for the this leather, but I have not treated these. I don't think they really need it. I haven't worn them enough in the elements for them to be treated. I just give them a quick brushing, since it is an oiled leather, and that will just, as you can actually feel that the oils on the leather. So you just give them a nice little brushing, and it will get back to how it should be. Okay, so that was just a look at what you should expect your Chelseas to look like. These are made on the 8 last, so whatever you wear in the Iron Ranger or the Blacksmith, you should size your Chelsea in that way. Now, I know I was in Red Wing yesterday, and a guy came in and actually bought these, and then another guy came in and tried these on, and he was wondering how it should fit. Since the boot is new, you may have a tiny bit of heel slip, and then it will sort itself out. Putting the boot on, you'll feel this hugging here on the vamp. You'll feel that being a bit snug. you don't want your toe whatsoever to be touching the tip, because that's going to be uncomfortable after 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So a little tiny bit of heel slip is okay. Too much heel slip, no, it's too big. But if you own a Blacksmith or an Iron Ranger, just purchase this boot in this size and you should be fine. It has the traction tread sole, which is very comfortable, as if you own a mock toe, you already know, or a round toe. You could, if you wanted to, make these a Chelsea Rancher by swapping the sole and putting on the Rochia, which should be kind of cool. Or you could put a cork sole on here. But I think for comfort, ultimate comfort, I think keeping this with the traction tread is just the way to go. You have a 360 Goodyear welt on here. So when if you want to do a cool resole, funky resole, you can do that. And then there's a cork midsole for comfort in the in the sole. Now, let me stick my hand in here. And we have leather insole, which is really soft. And then it's not leather lined. It has like a fabric lining in here, which I think, let's see, it's really soft. It's not canvas like an Iron Ranger or a Blacksmith. It's kind of some kind of fabric that's ridiculously soft. It's kind of like if your grandmother knitted you a blanket and then covered you in that blanket and then fed you her chicken noodle soup. That's the kind of comfort you're getting with that fabric that's going on in here. Really, really soft. And then you have your information on the sizing and let's see, what date was this made? I can look this way and see if I have enough light to check it out. These were made December 2020. That's the date on these. So they've been sitting around for a minute. You have a pull tab on the back. I know with the Blundstone, there's a pull tab in the front and the back. I don't use it. When I put the boot on, I don't use this pull tab. I usually just grab from the side, from here, for more security. Even with Western boots, I don't use the pull tab. I just put my boot on and grab the actual shaft and do it. It's not necessary. I don't think it's necessary to use those pull tabs. Stitching going up the vamp on here, and then you have your backstay going up on the heel there. You have your stretch elastic band to get in and out of the boot. Very easy. I think ideally this would be great, at least for me, for walking the pups. Real quick, pull on, pull off, walking the pups in the elements. I think this would be, for what I would use it, it'd be great for that. And I know people who work in the television, film industry, this is honestly what I see on set. A lot of people wear these because it's just an easy, comfortable boot, no fuss, and extremely comfortable. Just some really clean lines on this boot. Really, really nice. And the Ebony harness, as I said, is one of my favorites. When I was at Red Wing yesterday, a guy picked up and bought these, and I wanted to ask him if he worked in media, but I didn't. I just was observing, but he ended up walking out in the store with these. Put his what did he have? He had some Sambas, Adidas Sambas with him. Put those in his bag and walked out of the store with these. So good choice. These I think are going to do really well this year for Red Wing. So there you have it. Close-up details, classic Chelsea, $31.91 in Ebony harness. All right, let's do the on feet. Okay, so here we are with the Chelsea's on feet, and I normally don't show my face when I do the on feet. I just usually show the boots, but I wanted to show how I would actually style these Chelsea's. And so what I have on is just a chambray shirt, And I have on some gray canvas trousers. I think that goes pretty well with this ebony harness, since it is a darker leather. If you know the hawthorn, I think maybe a little bit more versatile in this time of year, meaning April. The comfort level on these is ridiculous. Something that you can easily wear all day, 8 hours. Let's say if I were traveling and I knew I was going to be walking around being a tourist, I would pack these in my suitcase because I know that I can walk all day in these 100%. But extremely comfortable. Now I'll tell you with my sizing. So as I said, you size these as you would your Beckman and your Iron Ranger. I do not have much heel slip whatsoever. You feel the tightness on that vamp holding your foot, so you're not feeling much slip. If anything, I have just a tiny bit on the right. My left is completely fine. So these have that all-day comfort with that boot just hugging your foot. So if you go and you're a little worried about heel slippage, you shouldn't have. It should be very minimal, if anything. If you have a lot of heel slippage, then they're too big. Hopefully you can return them, exchange them for the correct size. But when I'm telling you comfort level, it's really, really high. These are just absolutely perfect for that all day wear. Come get a close-up of these. Check them out. Check out these little close-up of that ebony harness. How I would rock these, little cuff. Show off that Chelsea. It's very, very nice. All right, so that is the Red Wing Classic Chelsea 3191 in ebony harness. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, be a boot. See you guys next time.